Yo, what's up guys? My name is Pro and today I'm going to show you my UI add-ons and like how to do everything. I'm sure I'm not going to cover everything, but if you have like a specific thing you want me to do, leave that in the comments. All right, so I'm going to start off with my graphic settings because a lot of people ask about my graphic settings. So you're going to download it on RuneLite. You're going to download 117 HD, and then you're also going to download animation smoothing. So you're going to have animation smoothing and you're going to have 117 HD. You're going to go into the 117 HD settings. And then in general, the draw distance is how far out everything will render. So if I draw this in, this stuff's not rendering and it's fog. So I like to put mine out, but that's going to increase, or that's going to decrease your FPS. It's going to use more GPU. Next is extended map loading. I don't know what that does. I put it at 1. Anti-analyzing. I do MSAA X16, just the highest one. It does use more, everything's going to use more GPU the higher it is pretty much. But this makes like all the lines and stuff not jagged. Like it makes all the lines very smooth. I use nearest UI scaling. You can just, I'm not exactly sure about this stuff, so like you can just copy it. I do 8. I unlock my FPS. Vertical sync is off. That uses a lot. I don't like VSync on really anything. FPS, I do 120. You can do 90. You can do 60. It all looks about the same. Color blindness, none. And then I think I changed this, the blindness intensity 100%. I don't know if I did change that. Flashing effects, no. Saturation, I turned that up to 110. This is going to be dependent on your monitor, so you're going to have to like, you can put it at my settings and then like go up and down from there and see what you like, but it's going to be different depending on your monitor. But my settings are 110%, 95%, and then 30 for brightness. And I know I changed the brightness, but if your monitor is super dark, then you're going to want to turn that up. All right, that's it for general. We're going to move on to lighting. Lighting, I do dynamic mini, and then just turn all that stuff on. If your computer starts to like if your computer can't run that, you're going to want to like turn on few, and then like maybe don't turn on these. Like you don't need NPC lights. My shadows is as fast, shadow transparency, shadow quality, ultra, 8K. You can do extreme, you can do medium. Shadow distance is 40. That's like depending on, it's kind of like your render distance, but it'll do shadow distance of 40 things away. I don't exactly know what's measured. I've got maybe tiles. And then vanilla shadows show normal mapping. Check that. Parallax occlusion mapping. Check that. I'm not. These are more just my settings, but I would definitely suggest to make them fit your computer. So for seasonal theme, I do automatic. So like in the winter, it'll change to snow and stuff like that. Fog depth, static fog depth 5. Check all these boxes. Texture resolution 256 and default sky 107 HD blue. You can change the sky to whatever you want. I can do like RuneLite skybox, turns it black. Old school black 2000 HD, but I just turn it to blue. I'm just going to let you guys copy the settings from here because I really don't know what it means very much. So here's the model catching, the miscellaneous. Vanilla color blend, I believe, just adds like a little bit more shadow depth. You can turn that on and off. I don't usually have it on. And then in the last one, fill gaps in terrain, check. Shading mode 117 HD, use faster model, hashing, check. And that is all my 117 HD settings. And then the animation smoothing you want to download. And all right, the next is going to be your tile indicator. The plugin is Tile Indicators. And this is going to give you that little blue true tile that it goes in front of your character, so you know exactly where your character is. That's going to be under current tile, and then you're going to do highlight true tile, and then pick whatever color you want, and then you can do a fill color, just leave it empty. I just leave it empty. And then the hovered tile is how I get the little shadow under like my mouse, so I know exactly where I'm clicking. And that shadow is if you do the highlight color nothing and then fill color just like tiny bit of gray. And then the destination tile, so like whenever I click, it's going to highlight it in a little bit darker gray. And that's going to be my destination tile. And we're waiting for my true tile to get there. Another massive plugin, a lot of people use different plugins. They do have the inventory thing. So like you can make these little inventory things on the side. So like I have a mining one, you just like throw all your mining stuff in there and then you can go in there and click it, blah, 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 blah. But if you want to be more specific like me, because I don't want to go through and be like, I don't know exactly what pick I want or like what gloves I need to use. I haven't done this in a year, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I use inventory setup, and the little tabs on the side are called inventory tags, I believe. Sorry, they're called bank tags. If you download bank tags, you can get this. And then if you have inventory set up, it'll look like this. And you can basically, so like, I'm not 100% sure if you need bank tags. I don't think you do, but it's a possibility. I might have just downloaded it because I like it as well, but it's nice to have both. But anyway, inventory setup is how I get my armor to look like. So like if I wanted to do Guardians of the Rift, I would just click Guardians of the Rift and all my armor is completely laid out to where I can just do Guardians of the Rift. All right, so I forgot to explain how to save your inventory setups and stuff, so I'm going to do that. So for my Fashionscape, it's just a simple one. We'll do that one. So what we're going to do is, let's say I'm just in my bank and I go, oh, I really like this armor. And I like this egg. And I kind of want to carry some jars, you know, I might find a butterfly, you know, we might even pick a lock or something. So we're going to put on our armor and then, you know, we have our stuff in our inventory and then we're going to go up here. It's going to say inventory setups up top. You're going to have this little plus. You're going to click the plus, add new setup. You can do sections. So like if you have 10 mining setups, you can do a section and call it mining or like skilling and do all your skilling. I don't do it, but you go to add new setup and then you'll be like, I wanna catch butterflies and pick locks. And that's gonna be the name of our new setup. And you don't have to do anything else besides, so like whenever you go to your bank, if you click this little view setup, the little eyeball, you click that, it'll bring up your whole setup. And then whenever inventory setups is open like this in your plugins, even if you close it, whenever you click the bank, it'll still open that inventory setup. The only way to get rid of that is if you back out and then it'll get rid of it. And then if you click on this edit highlight color, so you'll click that and do it to whatever you want, whatever color you want, and then enable highlights. And then you'll click the little view setup thing. So like, let's say I'm missing a lockpick. I need 5 of them. Well, now I only have 4, but a little red thing will pop up and be like, hey man, you don't have this. And that's what the the enable highlight thing does. And as you can see, I mean, you can save. I have hundreds, like literal hundreds of saved armor sets in here. All I have to do is go up here to the search. Let's say I want to do a delve. Okay, we got delve. So we're going to open our bank with this open and there's our whole delve setup. I don't have to think about anything. I just get all the armor out, everything I need for the bank, and then we're good. What haven't I done in a really long time? I haven't done Temperos in a really long time. Temperos. We'll click that. And this is my Temperos set. So I basically know what to bring. But I would say one of the most helpful things is definitely like if you're doing Slayer, you just search for whatever creature you're fighting. And then like, let's say I had a different lantern, like I put different logs in it, it would turn into a different lantern, like a different form of an abyssal lantern. Same way with jewelry, like if you have a Ring of Dueling 2, but it turns into a Ring of Dueling 1. So you're going to go over to here and you're gonna right click and you're gonna hit toggle fuzzy, and whenever you click that, it's gonna make them all appear in your bank tab thing. But if I was gonna gear for Guardians of the Rift, I'd just get everything out, boom 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 boom, clip everything, and then fill up my inventory how I want it, and then we're ready to do Guardians of the Rift. And like, let's say I want to put, you use the Amulet of the Eye to teleport to Guardians of the Rift. So I would come over here, additional filtered items. You go to search, and then you go, I forgot what it was even called, Amulet of the Eye. So you would search that Amulet of the Eye, and then it would add it right there, and then would add it up here. So you can drag that wherever you want it. And then wherever you are, you'll just have it right there. You'll be able to get it out, teleport, and then you'll be a Guardians of the Rift, or whatever activity you're doing. Now, I think those are like the main things that I use. Oh yeah. Okay, so if you go to settings and type in transparent, you can scroll, it'll bring up this, scroll all the way down, and then you have your transparent chat box. Sorry, you have your click through transparent chat box. So this means you're not going to be able to click it. Like it's like it's not there. So you don't get just like it won't mess you up in PVM. And then transparent chat box just makes it transparent, so you can see through it. And then transparent side panel, if you don't have that clicked, it's going to look, you know, how mine is, but then if you click it, it'll make it transparent as well. Entity hider is another big one. You can download entity hider and hide others. I'm doing that right now. If I unhide, there's a lot of people around me, but that helps with FPS. If you're doing wilderness agility and you're trying to like PK people, but you're not trying to kill the agility people, only like you're trying to be an anti for the wilderness thing, then you can hide your friend chat members and you won't be able to attack anyone that's in the friend chat. Or you can, I mean, you can hide anything you want, you know what I mean? It's pretty cool. In 117 HD, you have your FPS controller. So, and then you also have an FPS controller where you can change it. They kind of mess with each other. I really don't know. So like if I unlock this, but I want to say that it uses the FPS controller over the Rune 117 HD, but I'm not 100% sure on that. If your computer cannot run 117 HD, you're going to use the GPU plugin. So the GPU plugin, you can make that look really good as well. So you're going to turn VSync off, 120 FPS, draw distance to whatever you want, MSAA 16. I still don't know the difference between any of these, so you know, you might want to look that up. You can unlock your FPS. I'm just kind of going through here and trying to see ones that I have. So NPC indicators, you're going to want NPC indicators and better NPC indicators. And that's going to let you like outline their true tiles and like all that stuff, put hit boxes, like you can outline the click boxes to all the stuff. You can do all this stuff. I'm not going to go into the plugin, but you can do a lot with it. Ground items. My ground item settings are like this. It keeps most things out of the way while like still showing you most. And then this is like the values that I have. It hides anything under 3K. Like it doesn't hide the item, just the text. And then you can do a despawn timer, change that to whatever you want to. If I have a hotkey, my alt key, so like if I hit my alt key, it shows everything. So like if you're looking for something specific or something, you just hit your alt key, it'll show you everything on the ground. And then if you don't want to go into the settings, you can hit your alt key and then hit the little plus and it'll highlight it. And it'll highlight that item from now on. Or if you don't want to highlight it, you hit the minus. I like radius markers, mainly for the Delve boss and in TOA, because whenever they change to their next phase, it'll change the color of the radius marker before it actually like changes on the boss. So that's nice. You just have to look up the NPC IDs and then you turn off everything pretty much, but the bottom one, actually I got that, the top one, the third one, and the bottom one, you turn those two off. Oh, the companion pet plugin. So my thralls, you can turn your thrall, or like you can pretty much turn your thrall into anything that you want. And I turned mine into like different color spiders: red for melee, green for range, blue for mage. And they don't really get in the way, but you can change it into anything. You can change it into little rock columns if you want. I don't know if it comes with it, but tile packs is really good. If you're fighting a boss or a raid or whatever, go into tile packs, search it up, and then download the tile packs, and it'll give you like the best recent tile markers for that boss or whatever you're doing. A big one, anti-drag. So if you have anti-drag, you want to download that, or if it's already on there. I put mine at 8, and it makes it to where like if you grab an item, like it takes a little bit more time for it to drag. Instead, like if you click it and then go to your next item and click it, sometimes it'll drag the item. You turn that up to 8 and you don't have that problem anymore. Item charges improved. That will tell you basically the charges and everything, and then like your brews, it'll show you how many charges are in it, your staves and all that. And I think that is about it. I hope everyone that's asked for my settings, at least for my HD, the 117 HD and stuff, can get their settings to look pretty good, because I think it makes the game feel good. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.